Prince William's brother and sister-in-law used to mainly just do events together. However, throughout 2024, Princess Diana's son and the Suits alum have been partaking individual engagements. He'll go to this event, she'll go to that event. That used to happen occasionally in the past, but now that seems to be their norm. And as a result, there has been a lot of rumor and headlines about their space. And just this week, just yesterday, Meghan Markle went to an event. Prince Harry was not there because he was at his own event yesterday across the country. She was in Los Angeles, he was in New York. Meghan attended the Pally Honors Fall Gala, and Harry went to the New York Times Deal Book Summit in Manhattan. Harry joined Deal Book founder and New York Times columnist Andrew Ross Sorkin on stage for a very interesting and telling conversation. The journalist went there and asked about all of the space that these two have been taking. The question was, I Google Newsed you, and there were people fascinated by everything you're doing all the time. They're fascinated by Meghan is in California right now, and you're here. And there's articles left and right about, why are you doing independent events? Why aren't you doing them together? Harry responded rather quickly, quote, because you invited me. You should have known. That was said in jest, a little ha-ha, a little hee-hee, a little jokey joke. The journalists and the audience were amused by that and let out a laugh. And then this very gossipy moderator continued down that line of questioning. Thank you. The journalist asked, true, is that normal for you? The second there's an article, she's in California, you're in New York, they say, well, what is happening with these two, right? Is that a good thing for you in a way that there's so much interest in you? Pause. Before he responds, I would say, absolutely, it's a good thing for them financially. And even if he and she denies it, they have both been very strategic to cultivate interest in them as celebrities, as a power couple. They have taken steps to make themselves more famous in America where they live. They could live a private, quiet, boring life, but they don't. They play the game because the life they live and want to keep living is an expensive one, and they need to fund it. So, back to the question. Is that a good thing for you in a way that there's so much interest in you? Harry responded saying, no, that's definitely not a good thing. Apparently, we've bought or moved houses 10, 12 times. We've apparently divorced maybe 10, 12 times as well. So it's just like, what? And this is a very 2024 version of Harry. He still hates the media, but he's moved from being bitter to being salty. Progress. And sassy. Check out this response. He continues saying, it's hard to keep up with, but that's why you just sort of ignore it. The people I feel most sorry about are the trolls. So he's moved on from the media to now attacking the trolls. You, or not me because I don't really care, but they do have a lot of trolls. Are you one of them? This is what he says. The people I feel most sorry about are the trolls. Their hopes are just built, and it's like, yes, yes, yes. And then it doesn't happen. A divorce. So I feel sorry for them. Genuinely, I do. No, you don't. Your sarcasm is not lost on me. King Charles' son acknowledged how Wednesday's on-stage conversation with the journalist will also be spun or twisted somehow against me. Then, to the New York Times reporter directly, he added, "And maybe by you yourself will be trolled relentlessly. For that, I can only apologize, but you did invite me, so it's not my fault." I added that laugh. But backtracking away from the trolls and to his tortured relationship with the media, Meghan Markle's husband says, quote, "I've had a lived experience since I was a kid. I've seen stories written about myself that aren't exactly based on reality. I've seen stories about members of my family, friends, strangers, all sorts of people. And I think when you grow up within that environment, you do find yourself questioning the validity of the information, but also what other people are thinking of that as well, and how dangerous it can be over the course of time." And speaking of dangerous, he thinks social media is and can be very dangerous. His latest effort is to try and combat that. Harry says that he wants to sit down with the major shareholders of social media companies and discuss how to create better online safeguards when it comes to privacy and mental health for children. Quote, "I would welcome the chance to sit down with the shareholders because their shareholders are the ones that really are in control. I'm sure they are parents, and I'm sure hopefully they would agree that kids need to be kept safe." I agree with that. And actually, I agree with Australia. I would take it even a step further. Australia recently passed a law that children under the age of 16 can't be on social media. I would even say children under the age of 18. That's right. There's no need for kids to have social media accounts, and that should be verified by a government-issued license. That's how you get your first social media account. You need a license, or else you can't have one, and then they know your age. But that's my thought on that. What are your thoughts on what Harry has said and the space and everything? He said a lot. I want to hear a lot from you. Let me know in the comment section.